Okay, we keep going with the rest. So let's see 12. We want to add those two rational expressions. So we need a common denominator. So let's observe these two denominators. The first one is 5x minus 6. The second one is 6 minus 5x. So compare here, we have positive 5x. Here we have negative 5x. This one we have negative 6. This one we have a positive 6. So 6 minus 5x equals to negative. So we can factor out negative sign. Negative 6 plus 5. Right? Or better to write as negative 5x minus 6. So the second denominator, 6 minus 5x, is a negative 5x minus 6. So that means we can change, let me change my color. We can, so this is adding a negative 5 over 5x minus 6. Now 11 minus 5, that's 6. So that's 6 over 5x minus 6. That's 12. Let's see, 13. 13, same thing. We want to subtract those two rational expressions. So we observe the denominator. This first one is x minus 2. The second one is x plus 2. Difference, the conjugates of difference of two squares. So we want to multiply the first one with x plus 2 divides x plus 2. The second one with x minus 2 divides x minus 2. So each time when we make a common denominators, we would multiply by 1. And this one is something divides itself. Right? So the first one, we multiply by x plus 2 divides x plus 2. I don't have enough place to write it. So when we do that, we get 4 times x plus 2, so which is 4x plus 2 times 4, which is 8. Right? But now the denominator, we have difference of two squares, x minus 2 times x plus 2. So our first term becomes this now. Oops. So this is our first term, right? Our first term is 4 divided by x minus 2. Now becomes this. So similarly, we do the second one. The second one we have 6. We have to multiply by x minus 2 divides x minus 2. And 6 times x, that's 6x. 6 times negative 2, that's negative 12. So that's our new numerator for the second one. And the denominator is the same. Right? X minus 2 times x plus 2. Now the operation is subtraction. Right? The operation here is a subtraction. So we just subtract once we have common denominators. So this denominator is the same as this one. Once we have common denominators, we just perform the operation. The operation in this case is a subtraction. Perform the operation with the numerators. So in the numerator, we have 4x minus 6x, that's negative 2x. We have 8 minus negative 20. Minus negative 20 become plus 8 plus 12, that becomes 20. So numerator becomes this, and we still have this denominator. X minus 2, so we just put the common denominator over here. So we'll compare with these answers. So we see this one. X minus 2 times x plus 2, just x squared minus 4. Difference of two squares. Now let's see 14. 14, again, we want to add those two rational expressions. We need a common denominator. Common denominator is this one. So the first one, we need to multiply. So this is x minus 4 squared. So we need to make this one to be squared. Then we'll have to multiply the numerator with x minus 4 as well. So we have 3x times x minus 4. So our new numerator is 3x times x, 3x squared. 3x times negative 4, negative 12x. Then plus 5. So our denominator is just this one, x minus 4 squared. So put denominator here. So the numerator can be simplified. Oh, can I? No. Can I be simplified? Right? Because the 3 and the 5, we play with the factors, there's no way we can make a negative 12. So that's it. That's the answer. 3x squared. Let me circle this. So the answer we put in here, the numerator is 3x squared minus 12x plus 5. The denominator is x minus 4 squared. Let's say 15. Similarly, we need a common denominator. We multiply the second, so common denominator is x times x minus 4. The first one we multiply by x over x. The second one we multiply x minus 4 over x minus 4. Over means divide. Divides itself, divide x minus 4, divides x minus 4, which is 1. Right? Now let's calculate. So have the numerator have 13x. The operation is minus 7x. 7 times negative 4, negative 28, minus negative 28 becomes plus 28. Divided by the common denominator. The common denominator is x times x minus 4. Then the numerator can be simplified. 13x minus 7x is 6x plus 28. Then the denominator is the same. So we move this one to be the denominator of this. Right? So that's the answer. Let's see question 16. 16, we want to perform long division. So this, how do we do long division? Long division, we make this sign. Then we write down x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 inside the sign. We write the divisor, x minus 3 outside the sign, x minus 3. So our goal is each term, we want to get rid of the leading terms. So the leading term is this one now. We want to get rid of this one. How do we get rid of it? We want to manufacture x cubed. Then subtract them. We subtract, we get 0. That's how we eliminate. So each step we do that. So how do I get x cubed? X times x squared. Because of my divisor is a binomial, I have 2 terms. So I'm taking 2 terms each time. I take x cubed minus 2x squared. I put this x squared above 2x squared. Right. So when I multiply x squared with x, I get an x cubed. Then I have to multiply x squared with this negative 3. So I get negative 3x squared. Then I subtract this one from these 2. X cubed, subtract x cubed, is gone. Becomes 0, right? I have negative 2x squared minus negative become plus. So negative 2x squared plus 3x squared, that's just x squared. Now I only have one term, so I'm taking next term down. So that's positive 3x. Now I want to get rid of this x squared. So I need to put x above. Because x times x gives me x squared. When I subtract, I get 0. So each step I subtract. I subtract two terms, so I give a parenthesis. So I have to multiply x with negative 3. Right? I get negative 3x. When I subtract, let me change my color. You see x squared, it doesn't change. Why? Those two canceled. Right? X squared minus x squared equals 0. Now I have a 3x minus a negative 3x becomes 3x plus 3x. I get 6x. Now it takes my next term down, which is 1 plus 1. So I want to get rid of 6x now. I need to put plus 6 above. 6 times x is 6x. Then I have to multiply 6 with negative 3. That's negative 18. I subtract. Of course, 6x subtract 6x becomes 0. 1 subtract negative 18 becomes 1 plus 18, so 19. So 19 is a constant, no more x. So 19 is lower than, 19 is constant. Right? X minus 3 is linear. So we know we are done. We don't have to go further anymore. So what is the answer for 16? The answer is the quotient. So Q of x is a quotient, is this part. The quotient is, let me type. It's x squared plus x plus 6. And the remainder, R means remainder. The remainder is just 19. Oops. Okay, let's make sure where do we put. So Q of x means quotient. Quotient are the terms above this sign, which is x squared plus x plus 6. Remainder is what's left. What's left? So R represents remainder. What's left? 19. Well, let's see 17. Let me get my pen. Okay, 17. We need to divide by this monomial. So we think, so each term will have 3 terms. We have a trinomial, right? 3 terms in the numerator. So each one has to divide by 3 d cubed. Let's look at the first one. Divided by 3d cubed. So what do we get? Negative 9 divided by 3, I get negative 3. D cubed divided by d cubed, it just becomes 1. So negative 3 times 1, just negative 3. Now let me change my color. Let's do a second term. Now I divide by negative 30d squared with 3d cubed. So when I do that, I get negative divided by positive, I still get negative. 30 divided by 3, I get 10. D cubed divided by d squared divided by d squared divided by d cubed, I still have a d in the denominator. Right. So that's my second term. My third term is also negative. 27 divided by 3, that's 9. D divided by d cubed, I have d squared in the denominator, right? Because d cancel out with 1d, I still have d squared. So I get a -3. Forget about this -3. I get a -3 minus negative sign. I moved there. Minus 10 divided by d minus 9 divided by d squared. Or -3 minus 10 over d minus 9 over d squared. This is perform long division again. Well, I want to show you short division for this one because I showed you one long division already. Short division is much easier, right? Even this says perform a long division. You don't really have to because we have a short division. Short division, we have lined up the terms by order. Yes, right? X raised by 4. Then we only take the coefficients. So this is x raised by 4 term. Its coefficient is 1. X cubed is 4. Coefficient is 4. X squared coefficient is -4. Then x is -1. Constant terms is 1. My divisor is x minus 1. So I just put a 1 here. X minus 1, I put a 1 here. X plus 1, I put a -1 here. So my first step is just write down this one. So this one, I just write down here. This one. Then next one, multiply those two. 1 times 1, I get a 1. I put a 1 here. Then I add this two. Let me change my color. I add this two, I get 5. Then I do 5 times 1. I get 5. So where do I put 5? I put 5 here. Then I add those two. Adding those two, I get a positive 1. Then I multiply 1 with 1 again. 1 times 1 is 1. I put 1 over here. I add those two. I add those two, I get 0. 1 times 0, I multiply with 1 again. 0 times 1 is 0. I plus this 2. 1 plus 0 is just 1. So how do I decode what I have? So this 5, so this 1 represents x cubed, 1x cubed. This 5 represents, because it's positive, plus 5x squared. This 1 is for 1x. 1x, we don't really have to write a 1, we just write x. This 0 means I have no constant, means my constant is 0. If it's 0, I don't have to write it. So I'm left with this 1. This 1 is my remainder. How do I write my remainder? It's 1 over the divisor, x minus 1. Okay, so this is my quotient. So what do I write? So I write this quotient, this q of x. Q of x into here. My remainder is 1. So I write 1, I just write 1 here. So my remainder is 1, r equals 1. Let's see, we want to rewrite this, as a quotient and the remainder divided by the divisor. Okay, let's perform a short division again. So the terms are lined up. I just need to write down the coefficients. -1 x cubed, -1 x squared, 17x, constant is 42, divided by x minus 4. So I write 4 here. The first step, I don't have to do anything, just write down this -1. Then I multiply -1 with 4. That's -4. I write down over here, -4. Then I add those two. I get -5. Then I multiply -5 with 4. I get -20. I add those two. Negative 20 plus 17, negative 3. I multiply negative 3 with 4 again. I get negative 12. I add those two. I get 30. So that means my quotient is negative, because this is a negative x cubed. So this one started with x cubed. And my quotient is always 1 degree lower because the divisor has x. So this is negative x squared minus 5x minus 3. 30 is positive, plus 30 over the divisor, x minus 4. So this indicates 30 is the remainder. So if I write down in this answer, so that's change my color again. This is my quotient, goes to this box. And 30 goes to the top of x minus 4, right? Let's see 20. We have 4 layers of fractions, right? We see the numerator of 2 terms. We want to combine those 2 terms. Combine the 2 terms. So the common factor, common denominator is x times x minus 1. So we change a over x to be a times x plus 1. Right. Then minus 6. Now we have common denominator. Just x times x. Oops. X times x plus 1. So this is our new numerator. So those 2 terms becomes this. Because we multiply 1 for a over x, and this 1 is x plus 1 divides itself. We multiply x plus 1 with 8. We multiply x plus 1 with the denominator x. Okay, so we get a times x plus 1 divided by x times x plus 1. Then the second term is we need x. So we multiply x over x. X over x. So we get, oh, I'm missing x here. That's minus 6x. So then we combine, simplify the numerator. We have ax minus 6x as a 2x. Then a times 1, that is plus 8. So the numerator becomes 2x plus 8. And the denominator is x times x. So the denominator is still this. So write down x times x plus 1 here. Okay, so this is the answer. Let's see 21. 4 layers again. We have x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 1, x plus 2. Yeah. If we want, we could do this. We could multiply the whole thing by 1. The whole thing by the least common denominator, which is x plus 1 times x plus 2. Right? We multiply in the numerator, we multiply in the denominator. X plus 1, x plus 2. So we multiply every term with this. So when we multiply the least common denominator with the first one on top, x plus 1 divided by x plus 1 cancel out. So we're left with 5 times x plus 2. When we multiply with the second one, it becomes minus 1 times x plus 1. Because x plus 2 over x plus 2 is simplified. When we multiply, let me change my color. When I multiply this one with my second term, You see x plus 2 over x plus 2 becomes 1. So I'm left with 1 times x plus 1. Then the denominator, we're going to multiply the least common multiple with this one. Then we see x plus 1 over x plus 1 becomes 1. So I just have x plus 1 times x plus 2. Then I multiply with this one. Then x plus 2 over x plus 2 to be 1. I left with 1 times x plus 1. So the denominator, I just have 1 times x plus 1, x plus 2 for the first one, then plus 2 plus 1 times x plus 2. So then this can be simplified, right? So the numerator, I have 5x minus 1x, that's negative 4, that's 4x positive. Because 5x minus x, that's positive. That's 4x. Then I have 5 times 2, that's 10. Then negative 1 times 1, that's negative 1. 10 minus 9, it's 9. 10 minus 1, that's 9. So numerator, I have 4x plus 9. Denominator, I have x plus 2. Oh, this is a mistake. This is x plus 1, right? Because for the second term, x plus 2 cancel with x plus 2. I have x plus 1 left. So this is x plus 1. X plus x, that's 2x. 2 plus 1, that's 3. So the denominator is 2x plus 3. So we put this one, this answer. So the numerator is 4x plus 9. The denominator is 2x plus 3. So we put this answer in this empty spot. For this one, we have conjugates of difference of two squares. We want to multiply this first term with 9x plus 1 over itself. Or sorry, what happened?